Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Arlene D. Homko, the MultiDimensional MD. My mission is to help bring the intuitive aspects of health back to medicine in practical and tangible ways so that you can access deeper healing and experience more peace, love, and joy in your everyday life. So today, I'm going to go through an excerpt in my book on cross-lateral exercises. I'm going to read over the passage first, and then we're going to go through the different cross-lateral exercises, and I'll add to them as well. We're going to go through ones that you can do on your own in privacy, bigger movements or smaller movements. And these are exercises that I recommend pretty much most days for my patients because they are so helpful for integrating the brain, the body, the mind, the emotions. So I'm going to read from this is from chapter 1 on page 21 of my new book, I Am Intuitive, a multidimensional guide to embrace your inner light. And these are filled with practical exercises. So this is page 21, and the subheading is Integrating the Body with Cross-Lateral Exercises. It says, of course, the organs do not function on their own. It's also important to help integrate the body as a whole. To function well, both the right and left sides of the body and brain need to be integrated, meaning they must communicate. Typically, when the body and mind are not functioning optimally, the signals between the two sides of the brain could use help flowing more freely. Imagine a traffic jam versus cars moving freely on a highway. We need both hemispheres to work together to coordinate movement, learn new things, feel calm, and have energy. Otherwise, it's as if the body is functioning on half a battery. And that's a concept introduced to me by my friend Maria Kaufman based on Donna Eden's work. Signals from each brain hemispheres cross to the other side via the corpus callosum. So how can we help the brain's signals integrate? Abundant research shows that cross-lateral or cross-body movements help the right and left brain hemispheres connect and coordinate. According to neurophysiologist Dr. Carla Hannaford, cross-lateral movements, like a baby's crawling, activate both hemispheres in a balanced way. When both eyes, both ears, both hands and feet are being used equally, the corpus callosum orchestrating these processes between the two hemispheres becomes more fully developed. Cross-body movements can help relax tension, improve coordination, calm the mind, boost energy and endurance, increase focus, and fluid thinking. Whether you need to discharge or recharge your batteries, cross-body movements can help. I've seen kids improve their handwriting after a month or two by doing these exercises, which can also help with athletic abilities, such as for repeated injuries, and innovative thinking, like before a presentation or a test. Give it a try with these simple exercises, which takes just a few minutes a day. So, very powerful exercises. And as I tell people, small steps done consistently can create miraculous results. So if you incorporate some kind of cross-lateral, cross-body movements every day, then you will see some kind of shift. So we're going to go through some of the smaller movements as well as the bigger movements in terms of cross-lateral movements. So I'm also going to go, if you have the book with you, then these exercises are on page 22, and then another set is on page 75. So I'm going to go through the exercises on page 75 first. So the first one are these butterfly hugs. And so butterfly hugs were created by EMDR therapists Lucina Artigas and Ignacio Herrero. And this was done for survivors of Hurricane Pauline. So basically, if you consider this is your midline, so an imaginary line going through your forehead, your nose, down your chin, down the center of your body, between your legs. So that is your midline. So anything that crosses either from right to left side across the midline or left to right side across the midline will be a cross-lateral movement and send signals across the hemispheres. So one of the simplest exercises that I recommend most days is to do these butterfly hugs. And so this can be hands across the chest like this, or a bigger hug, including your arms. It's as long as it's crossing the midline, I'm not too particular. And then you just gently tap one side and then the other. So one hand and then the other. And I like it fairly gentle, not too fast. Like I don't like it too frantic moving, even though those would be cross-laterals. This gentle movement feels like a nice cradling to the brain, as if you're rocking a baby. So cradling your brain like a baby and letting it calm and relax. So that is a beautiful cross-lateral exercise and can be done just sitting, standing. This can be done at school. So I'll tell students, like, if they don't want to cross their arms over their chest like this, they don't want anyone to see them, then you could place your hands over your lap, like over your knees, and just cross tap like that. Even the smallest movement will send a signal across the brain. And then just to remember to continue moving your breath, and that will be relaxing to the body. It will help to integrate thoughts, emotions, and so many things. And then the next one were these cross clasps. And so again, this is on page 75. I'm going to flip over to that page again. And these are alternating hand clasps. And you think about, when people are worried, sometimes they'll go ahead and start, doing these kinds of movements to their hands. And so there are so many meridian points in our hands, these energy centers and energy channels. And so that alone is already an attempt to self-soothe. So we can add our breath to that and even enhance the integration. So if you're at inhale and hands together like this in prayer position, and then when you exhale, you can clasp your hands together. And then when you inhale, hands together in prayer position. And then the next time you exhale, you just shift your fingers a little bit and cross them the other way. So if you're watching the video, then I'll show this to you again. So you inhale, and then you can shift as you clasp and exhale and inhale. So if you can see my pinkies there, how they're shifting positions. And in the book, you can see the pictures as well. And inhale, and then exhale. So do this nice and slowly. And even that is just the smallest movement that creates this cross-lateral. It's the smallest cross-lateral, but it does help. And then adding that breath to it helps with the integration. Now, this is not extra. This is not in the book because you can actually make that a bigger movement. So as you inhale, then you can exhale, and you can actually stir the pot like that with your hands. And you inhale, and then you exhale, switching the clasp, and then stir the pot the other way. So you're crossing the midline in this nice circle in front of you. And you can do that. I would say, even 2 minutes of doing some sort of cross-lateral movement twice a day can be helpful. Stirring the pot. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, and then you stir the pot the other way with a hand clasp. Inhale, palms together in prayer position. exhale, switch your clasps. So each pinky gets a turn. See how I'm switching like that? And then stir the pot the other way. And you can really just make up movements for cross-laterals because anything that crosses the midline. So you could add like the dragon breath breathing to this. So it's inhale, and then you could just swim your hands with your hands together, either in class or maintained in the prayer position. And you can just swim them in front of you like this. And that will help to like move your thorax, open up your thorax. And you're also getting these cross-lateral movements as you swim your hands back and forth, left and right sides. And you get some bigger movement. So you can take a small exercise of these hand clasps, and then you can adapt it and make a bigger one to it. So if we wanted to stay with the prayer and the clasp, you do inhale, and then exhale, and then you could swim your arms in front of you like this. And then another inhale, and then alternate the clasp, and then you could swim your hands the other way. So these are meant to be fun, and you can mix it up. You can do the similar ones every day if you don't want to think of a new one, or you can, if you like to have just mix it up a little bit and not get too bored, then you can add variations to it. So it's whatever suits you and however you're going to be able to incorporate it into your life with more ease. So let's move over to the bigger room, and I'm going to show you some other cross-lateral movements. So I'm going to go over the cross-lateral exercises, which are on page 22 of my book. So we're going to start with that cross-lateral march. And it goes like this. So arms up in the air, and then you'll take your right hand, cross it over to your left knee, left hand to right knee, and then you just continue like that. So this can be done standing or sitting. And if you have any trouble with cross-lateral movements, then sometimes you might notice that there's either just a little hesitation to cross, or there's a tendency to want to stay on the same side, and then you're getting this kind of march, which is not a cross-lateral. So right hand to left side, left hand to right knee, and then keep alternating like that. 2 minutes of this twice a day can create remarkable results. It really is so helpful. So typically I can tell if someone's been doing their exercises because from the cranial osteopathic treatment and how they're doing, we can feel the crossings in the body and the brain. So a sitting variation of that would just be a smaller movement like this. And then we could even make that a bigger movement. So by doing a windmill, so right hand to left foot. So now we're windmilling the body like this. And just pick whatever variation is easiest for you, because the point is to make it easy, to keep it in the flow in a way that you're going to incorporate it and integrate it into your life. We can do a variation on that. So elbows to knees, right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee, and vice versa. And then we could do this cross crawl on the floor. So babies will automatically like crawl with opposite limbs like that. Let me back up so you can see me here. So it'll be like this. But you can also do that in a figure 8, and you're going to be getting this more twisting of the torso, which actually helps to enhance that crossing. And then you can do it in this smaller space as well. So as I'm doing this, I can actually feel that just in my brain and in my movements, that it's sending more signals across the body, across the brain. You get this both motor signals and these sensory signals as well. So, that feels kind of good, so part of me wants to keep doing it. Other poses like that would be the tabletop pose. So if you were on your hands and knees in a tabletop position, and then you could place one arm out and then the other leg out, and then you bring them together. So left knee to right elbow, and then you switch sides. Left arm out, and then right leg out, and then you bring left elbow, right knee together, and then you just keep switching sides like that. So there's all kinds of variations to it. You could do just simple spinal twist. So even swinging your arms around you like this can be great. And this feels really good. As I'm doing these, I'm like, feels so good. You can make them bigger movements if you want. It's up to you. Or you can keep them small. I would say don't strain your body. Like keep it within what feels really comfortable to you. You could do sitting, just spinal twists like this. And those would be like more a stretching, like a cross-lateral stretch. But you could keep switching sides. You could do those on the ground by putting one leg over like this, and then making it a bigger twist, or a simple twist. Or if you wanted to do it laying down, you would just place legs to one side, arms to the other. And these are very basic stretches that are done in yoga classes and other classes, warm up and cool down. You could keep it windmilling like this, your feet about hip distance apart, and you could, at your pace, windmill it. So you can see that there's so many variations. We could do an eagle pose. So you take one hand under, wrap it around, and then the same leg but go over. And so you get this twist to the arms and the legs. Also works with the balance. And then you could switch sides like that. So you get these beautiful twisting movements in the body. You could also do it with a friend and just like make up games that include cross-laterals. You could put two baskets and just kind of throw baskets and practice like crossing the body. You could just kind of play catch that way, like a really nice, easy one. You can make up so many things. And so this is the dragon movement that you could do with the alternating hand clasp and just showing you in a bigger way. So when you breathe in and then exhale, and then you breathe in and then switch your clasp. It'll feel like the more awkward way to clasp hands, but that's nice because it sends different signals to your brain. So when you're doing that, you can breathe in, and then you could churn it. I was showing this to you before, and then breathe in, and then churn it the other way. And I forgot to change my clasp there. And then breathe in. And then you could do like these dragon breathing movements where you get these nice cross laterals, but moving your whole body. And so there's so many variations that you can do. I hope that with those demonstrations, it helps you to see how easy it is to incorporate cross-lateral movements into your everyday lives. And don't underestimate doing those small things consistently, because again, small steps done consistently create miraculous results. And if you haven't gotten a copy of my book, then here it is again. I Am Intuitive, a multidimensional guide to embrace your inner light. You can get that at Amazon on Ingram Spark. I have the link on my regular website, allworldshealth.com, and the publishing website, which is allworldspress.com. You can also order signed copies from there as well. We'll have the links. You'll have several different ways to get that. If you have any questions on these cross-lateral exercises, then please let us know. We would love to hear from you. If you're watching this on one of the podcasting platforms, on YouTube, or listening to it, then leave a comment and I will do my best to get back to it. Or if you're watching this from one of the websites, then send us an email through one of the contact pages. We would love to hear from you and are always looking for ways to enhance what we're doing and to add more clarity so that you can experience more peace, love, and joy in your everyday lives and have more ease and flow. That's the art of living. So lots of love to all of you. I hope that you enjoyed this demonstration and that it's helpful for you in some way. So it's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the Multidimensional MD. Take care.